I'm not even a nerd, because nerd implies you have, like, technical skills that are of some value. I'm just pathetic and obsessive, which is different.
No, you're the Yorshka nerd.
What does that even mean?
It means you're useless in that specific, like, entourage.
Well, I don't like the term Yorshka nerd because it implies that I'm obsessed with Yorshka.
No, it's like you put Yorshka in front of something that means, like, you're useless at that thing. Like, I'm a Yorshka when it comes to technology, you know?
Oh, okay, complete Yorshka.
Yeah, you're a complete Yorshka, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It does kind of sound like a Russian insult.
You know
what?
What
a Yorshka.
Yeah, like, when I first heard the name, I actually thought it sounded kind of Russian.
Yeah.
Yorshka. Yeah. What in the Yorshka are you doing?
Look at this guy, what a Yorshka!
Oh my god, yeah.
So back to Edgar.
No. We're gonna talk about this some more. I think I just found a merchandise idea.
Yeah?
Yeah, like sentences with the word Yorshka in it. Yeah, get on it, Richard. I need 10 sentences by tomorrow.
How can that be merchandise, though? If it's just a word.
No, it's like, what a Yorshka, and then there's gonna be like a picture of something which you'll have to figure out.
What if, from, like, say that that's our character?
It's a different Yorshka.
It's protected under parody and satire.
There we go.
What if, like, From find out and they don't care because even they don't want to be associated with Yorshka?
What if they, like, promote this merchandise because they're like, finally someone gets it?
Yeah.
Now we can go back to talking about Edgar.
Okay.
So much to say about him, huh? Sometimes I wish there was a camera so you can actually see what I'm doing, because it's a lot more beautiful than what it sounds. I had 4 chins and T-Rex arms.
That's pretty great.
That's pretty fucking amazing, man. So the reason I wanted to record with you is that we recorded like about 75 podcasts in the past 2 days.
Yes.
And they're all like 2 to 3 hours long.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that right now after editing the Maria video, which was like 3 hours long or something, cut down to like an hour and a half, which was pretty like energy consuming. I'm like, I need a little break. So we could talk about like a little tiny piece of lore that I could edit and like put out there while I'm working on the bigger stuff, which might take a lot more time.
Okay.
And so I wanted to ask you about a character that probably doesn't get a lot of attention, but might be an interesting character to discuss.
The doll?
No, not the doll. God, no.
Can I amend my contract so as well as never discussing Yorm again, I never have to talk about the doll again?
I'm gonna have to talk to my lawyer about that. I'll see what I can do.
Is it the werewolf lawyer?
Yeah, it's the werewolf lawyer. Oh, man. Okay. So the character actually want to talk about, I think you can guess who it is.
No, I can't. I actually have no idea.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay, good. Let's go.
He's found in the Nightmare of Menses.
Okay, that narrows it down to...
Yeah.
Like, 2 people and a giant brain.
Well, giant brain obviously gets a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Come on, Richard, you can do this. You're a genius.
Is it Edgar?
Yes! Exactly! Yeah, so I thought we could talk about Edgar.
Okay.
So, he's called Quar Intelligencer Edgar.
What a great character.
Why are you laughing, bro? What you got against Edgar?
Because I'm just like, this is going to be like 30 seconds long.
I told you I need a little break, okay? Oh my god. The other day, my boyfriend is like, because in the past 2 weeks, I released like literally 10 podcasts or something. Like, I don't even know how I'm still alive right now. And my boyfriend's like, didn't you say on your like one of your videos that you're taking a little break because you're like about to burn out? I'm like, no, I said it about Dark Souls, okay? So for now, I'm not releasing any Dark Souls content, but it doesn't mean I can't release any Bloodborne content.
That's basically the legal loophole they use to make Bloodborne. It's not technically Dark Souls; it's a Sony exclusive because it's God. Bloodborne. Oh yes, Sony. This doesn't have to be Sony exclusive because it's Dark Souls.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm literally from.
Yeah. Okay, good. We're 4 minutes in, and we've mentioned who it is once. I heard that you wanted to talk about choir intelligencer Edgar.
Where did you hear that?
That was from you about a minute ago.
Okay. He's called Choir Intelligencer Edgar.
Yep.
Could you tell us what intelligencer means?
He is a spy for the choir.
What a twist.
Yeah. You might wonder, like, how are you supposed to figure that out without knowing he's called Choir Intelligencer Edgar because he's just a guy dressed in the student set on the bridge. But he does use the Rosmarinus, which is the choir's like signature weapon when he fights you. So I think that's the tip-off that he is not part of Mensis, he's part of the choir.
And he also uses my weapon, which is the Ludwig's blade.
Yeah.
Why did he pick that instead of another signature choir weapon?
I don't know. Because all the choir people we meet use the threaded cane. So I don't know why he in particular went with the holy blade.
I think because he saw me use it and he's like, that's a really good blade. I should check it out.
Yeah, he's stealing your shtick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I met him, I'm like, listen, this is like showing up to prom with the same dress. You gotta go change your weapon. And you know what he did? He used the threaded cane from now on in my game.
Oh, okay. In the Dendy version.
Yeah, in the Dendy version.
Gaming in the Yeltsin years, coming soon.
Oh, man.
So, do you want me to talk about how Yuri might also be infiltrating Mensis?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because when you find Yuri in Bergenworth, she's near the treasure chest that has the student set in it. So it might be that, like, she was going to take the student set from there and also try infiltrating Mensis. Or it's possibly just there, so, like, maybe Edgar went to Bergenworth and he got a uniform there as well. Or something like that.
So how do you think Edgar actually got to Mensis?
He presumably just posed as a member of Mensis. And then, like, they weren't checking, I guess, and he just wandered around and then ended up in the Nightmare of Mensis.
But everybody else seems to have, like, died. He's, like, the only guy that's from Mensis.
Yeah, I think that's because he, like, abandoned. Like, he snuck in undercover and then went off and did his own thing. And that's why he didn't die. But also, he's trapped on that bridge between the spiders and where Mikolash is. I think the idea is maybe he's trying to get to Mikolash.
But he's too much of a noob, so he can't get past the other area?
I don't know. The weird thing, he's weirdly aggressive as well.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, because it's like, I could be there to help him. If he talked to me, I'll be like, listen, I'll clear out the area, and then you help me kill Mikolash.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
He may have been a good NPC, but no. Have you ever been killed by him?
Probably, yeah.
Because when he kills you, he does the, like, joy gesture.
Ah.
It's kind of pathetic. Look, like, I finally killed someone. There's a dead choir member in Mensis, in Yahogol, like in that chair.
Oh, like Mikolash?
So, like, it looks... No, where you get the tiny Tonitrus and the upper cathedral...
Oh, you said choir member. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a dead choir member in a chair there. So, like...
Right.
I'm guessing Edgar was undercover because the choir, Mensis and the choir, just like seem to kill each other on sight, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You can also see it in Bergenworth if you summon Damien. He'll fight Yuri.
Oh snap! Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This was a thing that like we were confused about, which is like, if Rom is hiding the Mensis ritual, does that mean Mensis actively want Rom to stay alive because Rom is like a stealth thing, or do they want Rom dead? And it turns out that you can summon Damien of Mensis and he will kill Yuri and then kill Rom. So, yeah, it's pretty clear that the choir want Rom stay there and Mensis want Rom dead.
Okay. Super, that's cool.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with Edgar at all.
No, but it's Edgar led us to this conversation.
Yeah. The Edgar expanded universe.
Edgar movie coming soon. What if Shadows Die Twice is actually the story of Edgar?
Yeah. What if? Shadows Die Twice is the story of Edgar because he's been trapped in the nightmare of Mensis since the game came out, and he's killed 2 Shadows of Yharnam, and he considers that his greatest achievement.
Poor Edgar.
Meph and Trin and I, we had a big list of like every enemy in the game, and then we said we're going to test Shaman Bone Blades and Pungent Blood Cocktails on all of them. Including bosses, enemies in the chalices, like one-time spawns, Braydor, things like that. So we spent quite a while just basically playing through the game and testing those items on every enemy in the game.
Lol.
So I can confirm that it kind of is interesting because there are some NPC hunters who are attracted to Pungent Blood Cocktails and some who aren't. Like, they specifically coded those ones to chase them. And it seems tied to whether they're a beast or not. So, like, in Yahogul, there's the 3 hunters everyone runs past. One of them has beast claws, and he has no shirt on. And I think the idea is he's meant to be turning into a beast. So, that hunter will chase Pungent Blood Cocktails, but the other 2 won't. It's like they programmed him to do that to show that he's turning into a beast. And it's really cool. But weirdly, the guy in the Hunter's Nightmare who is a beast does not chase them.
And how does the Purgent Blood Cocktail and Shaman Bone Blades affect Edgar?
He is unaffected by Pungent Blood Cocktails, and if you Shaman Bone Blade him, he is affected normally and everything will just fight against him. Shaman Bone Blades, interestingly, they work on pretty much every enemy, with the sole exception of the eye collectors, like the versions of the Witch of Hemwick that aren't covered in eyes. They can't be affected by them, but pretty much every other enemy can. It's really odd that like just that one enemy doesn't work on. Like, having looked at it, we think the implication is that they might be like derived from the Witch of Hemwick boss, because bosses in general are immune to bone blades, with a couple of exceptions. So we think that maybe like it just inherits the immunity from the Witch of Hemwick boss. Like, they just cloned it and changed its stats a bit. And as a result, like, it's maintained the bone blade immunity.
Thank you.
So yeah, there's 6 Shaman Bone Blades right before Edgar, so if you grab them, equip them, and then just stab Edgar, these spiders will kill him for you.
That's good to know, actually. I had a hard time with him the first time I played.
Yeah, I don't especially like the fights with NPC hunters in Bloodborne, because it just tends to be like, what if someone had really high stats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If, let's say, Edgar did not infiltrate Mensis, where would he be in life right now?
He'd probably be dead.
Oh. Why?
Because Upper Cathedral Ward gets completely fried by the Red Moon. So if he'd been in Upper Cathedral Ward, he would have either turned into a brain sucker or turned into a Scourge Beast.
Oh.
The only three members of the choir appear to survive. That's Yuri, who's in Bergenworth, Imposter Yosefka, and Edgar. And everyone else is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And depending on what you do, like, those three will die as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all like really young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Do you think if he wasn't aggressive and if he was friendly and if we talked to him, do you think he'd be chill with us? Like, would we become friends? Would we hang out?
So you think he'd be like Solaire? He'd like help you fight Mikolash?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I like to think what happened was he ran through the spiders, and then he's like, I'm free, and then he looks ahead and he just sees all the like Murgo attendants with the giant axes, and he's like, I'm just staying here.
Oh no. That is
This
so
is my
sad.
safe place.
Aww.
Okay, other possible, like, I don't know if this is intentional or not, it probably isn't, but he's positioned right underneath where the Brain of Mensis is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you leave him alive and then you hop down where the Brain of Mensis falls, like, not into the abyss thing, but into, like, the brick area where it's held, the way you pop out of that is where Edgar is. So it might even be that maybe he was up there somehow investigating the brain and survived frenzying and, like, popped down there. And that's how he got where he is. Because if he's part of the choir, then he would know make contact.
Right.
Presumably. And that's what works on the brain.
Maybe he tried to make contact with the brain.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still alive. So
after being frenzied a little, he was probably like, this isn't working out.
Yeah, there is that one spot you can stand where the brain won't frenzy you.
Oh, yeah?
But you can't, if you make contact with it there, it does nothing.
Oh, that's too bad. That would have been cool.
I know. Yeah. There should have been like a trophy for successfully making contact with the brain while it was still up there.
Yeah.
If you just like take as many sedatives as possible and just do like a full minute of being frenzied, eventually.
And that's how you get the highest guidance rune.
That's how you get the horsefish.
Oh, God. Oh my God, yeah. That makes perfect sense. But then making contact wouldn't be the arm gestures. It would be like throwing snacks at the brain.
No, it would be that face you do where you scrunch your chin up and put your arms out like a Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
You do that for a full minute, and then the brain is like, fucking just shut up, and gives you a rune.
But the thing is, you have to do it. Oh my God, my boyfriend just came out and he put like his hand on my forehead to see if I'm like, if I have a temperature or if I'm delirious. But the thing is, the way you do that is that you have to have a cam and you have to do it in real life, and then the PlayStation has to detect it.
It uses a PlayStation Move.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Oh no. That would have been awesome.
I would like it if in one of the Souls games they bothered making a boss who just like gets annoyed and leaves.
Yeah. In our Soulsborne universe, this is the second boss that could get annoyed with us. The first one being Lawrence after he finds out like Yardma has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
This one's like, okay, stop making this noise. Here's a rune. Please leave.
Yeah, Lawrence discovers Yarnum has a boyfriend, and then you have to fight him in the Hunter's Friend Zone.
The real nightmare.
The true nightmare.
Well, look, it's like 20 minutes of Edgar.
No, it's not. It's like 1 minute of Edgar. And then 19 minutes of, like, not even tangentially related material. Because Edgar is literally just a guy who sits on a bridge doing nothing and then tries to kill you, and then you can either kill him or run away, and that's the extent of his character. Also, he's a spy. He's a dashing secret agent.
Oh, you know what? Maybe he's the guy from Oh, from Kingsman. Look, he kind of has a little bit of the Kingsman guy. I'm looking at the
Maybe?
slider.
Maybe?
Look, look, look,
Yeah.
look, 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 look. I sent you. I sent you. I sent you.
Okay.
Look, like with the glasses and with the hair.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think there should be an Edgar spin-off called Mensa's Gear Solid?
How do we make it happen?
Well, we'd have to acquire the rights to Bloodborne. And I think Sony have them, so...
Okay, I'll call Sony in the morning.
Yeah. I don't... How much money? I've got, it's like $5 on the table here, so...
I have some chocolate-covered amygdalas.
They gave the rights to the people who made the comics, so they're clearly not picky.
Oh, sick burn! But that's true. Clearly. You know what, though? My beast lore is really, really good. Maybe he can make something happen.
I'm gonna Google Werewolf Lawyer to see if it's actually a plot for anything.
Werewolf Lawyer.
There's an MS Paint drawing of like a werewolf saying objection.
Oh my goodness. I googled Werewolf Lawyer and the 30 Rock episode popped up.
I found what looks to be a piece of self-published erotica called Courted by the Wolf Lawyer by Larissa Coltrane. Oh, yep, it says here, big beautiful woman paranormal erotic romance with werewolf alpha male. It's only $2.99. Yeah, for $2.99 you can pick up Courted by the Wolf Lawyer. Okay, Stockton's district attorney, the curvy Regina Mitchell, has just found out that her boyfriend is cheating on her when she receives an emergency call from the governor. She has less than 48 hours to prepare an indictment for the corrupt director of a nuclear power plant who is under suspicion of committing environmental crimes. Hang on. When she thinks the situation couldn't possibly get any worse, she finds out the director will be defended by the famous attorney Maximilian Blackwell, who was dumped by Regina after a short relationship they had when they were students at Harvard Law School. During the trial, Regina realizes she finds Maximilian very attractive. Little does she know, he is a werewolf. Who doesn't have a problem with using his paranormal abilities to win all of his cases.
Oh my god!
It has one review, which is 2 out of 5. And it is listed as the 14,275th most popular romance ebook on this site. It's 8,000 words long. It's 26 pages, 8,000 words, estimated hours to read 0 to 1. Intended for mature audiences only. And where's the review? I think it's just a star rating. Hang on, here's like the quote that's meant to get you into it. The most honorable thing she could do was surrender her honor to the werewolf who blackmailed her. Oh, hang on, Larissa Coltrane has a whole, is
there a whole Werewolf Lawyer series?
No, it's all just werewolf romances. Only one of them seems to be a lawyer. Oh, there's one here where the evil werewolf is the boss. He might be the boss. Oh no, he's not the boss of a law firm. He's the boss of a pharmaceutical company called Pharma Wolf Incorporated. Oh, hang on. You can buy like a collection of all of her werewolf stories for $4 rather than paying $3 each. We can get 50% saving. A special deal.
Oh. Now I feel a little silly for not thinking of doing those books
we
first.
were mocking that premise, but this is she's probably making more money than you are off this.
Oh, that's not hard to do.
Is there a chance for love between a woman and a husband who has become a werewolf? See, that's possibly about Gascoigne.
Oh my god!
Scientist Roger catches his wife Monica cheating on him with a young French guy. In a rage, he goes back to his laboratory and injects himself with a radioactive substance. Oh my god, there's werewolf psychotherapist. She's got a whole, like, werewolf with different jobs. This one seems to be about a werewolf who's, like, in charge of, like, an army defense system. Oh, it's the one where she's teaching, she's, like, coaxing a werewolf out of depression.
Jesus.
Yeah. We should get her on an episode.
Yeah, I'm game.
Let's get Larissa Coltrane on an episode to discuss, like, how we can improve our werewolf lawyer character who we've accidentally developed.
That's not a bad idea. Because you were talking about how we should talk about other stuff on the podcast. Well, maybe...
We're rapidly running out of material, as evidenced by the fact that we were supposed to be discussing Edgar, and of the half an hour we have currently recorded, Edgar accounts for about 2 minutes. Oh, hang on, if you get the bundle, it doesn't have Werewolf Lawyer, but it does have Werewolf Psychotherapist. I want to see, maybe this is on it, because this is on, like, another ebook site. I want to see if it's on Amazon, because if it is, I can just get it on Kindle. Yeah, here we go. What's it called? Courted by the Wolf Lawyer. See, it's a clever pun, because it's like they're in court and he's courting her. Yep, it is. Yeah, I can get it. It has.
You can get it.
Yeah. It's like $3, so I don't see why I shouldn't. It's got 1 review. Okay, hang on. Okay, there is 1 review. 1 out of 5 did not like. It was badly written. It has grammar the plot was contrived. It's about a werewolf. A story about a werewolf who's a lawyer is a little contrived. Oh.
Are you there, Richard? Did you die?
Yes, yeah, I am. I was just, I wonder if I should get this guy. I probably should. I almost bought it, then realized that I was signed into Amazon as my mother. So, if I'd got it, she would have started getting all of these, like, sexy werewolf recommendations.
Just so we're clear right now, this is going into the podcast.
Yeah. I think, like, just forget Edgar entirely. Just make this episode about a discovery of Courted by the Werewolf Lawyer and its spiritual successor, Werewolf Psychotherapist. Hang on, Courted by the Werewolf Lawyer. Yep, Kindle edition. Instantaneous. I could deliver it to my mother's Kindle, but I won't. Buy now with 1 click. Okay. Oh, hang on. She has an expanded Amazon page. I want to see if she's written any other, like, werewolves and odd professions books. Doesn't seem to be that many werewolves. Hang on. Cured by the werewolf psychiatrist. Though he's, like, a successful werewolf. Stewardess and the Werewolf. There's one called Fire of the Alpha, and there's, like, a stock image of some fire, and I'm wondering if it's about a werewolf fireman. Werewolf on the Train.
Is it like Snakes on a Plane, but with werewolves?
Well, that's a good question, actually. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be an actual... this looks like it has, like, a werewolf gang member in it. Okay, let's see. This is in my Kindle library. Oh god, I opened Kindle and it's the Bloodborne comics. That was the last thing I read on it.
I'd rather read about the werewolf.
Well, this cost $1 less than the Bloodborne comic.
No.
The Bloodborne comic was $4, this was $3. I'm trying to figure out where the werewolf is. It doesn't look very long. Or she finds the hot lawyer and she's like, I'd like to be prosecuted by him. Hang on, here we are. She's talking to the werewolf lawyer. She's like, who are you? Well, since you ask, I have some genetic mutations other people don't have. They allow me to have paranormal abilities. Also, I have some characteristics of a werewolf. Wow, that's better than I expected. Women usually run away when they find out about how strange I am. It was hard to explain why my eyes were glowing yellow.
This was supposed to be a simple Edgar podcast, Richard.
Yeah, well, life doesn't always go the way you plan.
It's 40 minutes in.
Yes, and I'm reading werewolf porn. A lot of this can't be read out on the channel because it's extremely explicit. He's not even a werewolf yet. Oh god, here we go. He becomes a werewolf at the point of orgasm. Please don't be scared if my eyes start to glow and my body becomes furry. Maximilian growled, probably waking up the neighbors who might think an actual wolf had entered the building.
It's like the After Dark podcast.
Yeah. No, I'm very heavily... The reason there's long periods of silence is it is just very, very graphic descriptions of them having sex. I'm trying to get to the point where he actually turns into a werewolf. Like, I'm more than halfway through and I bought this and it's called, like, Werewolf Lawyer. Well, he just seems like a kind of hairy, aggressive guy rather than a werewolf. Like, I was expecting, like a proper, like, you know, wolf head and stuff, but basically, like, he's just slightly aggressive and growling.
Well, that's a disappointment.
Yeah, wonder how it compares to the Bloodborne comic. It only has... To get value for money, it only has to be 75% as good as the Bloodborne comic.
Well, this was a very informative podcast.
Yeah, it went places I wasn't expecting. But that's the beauty of yeah. My Kindle library is really depressing because I look at it and it's like all these like important books I said I would read, and I haven't read any of them. But I have read the Bloodborne comic and Courted by the Wolf Lawyer.
Some people may not believe it, but this podcast was 100% scripted. Alright, well I think that's it. Think we covered Edgar.
Yep. I'm just like looking at my Kindle library and becoming incredibly depressed as I notice what has and hasn't been read.
Oh no.
I'm gonna stop recording now.